shuffling some equipment around. I'm back at 291. I'm gonna leave the excavator here for a little trail cleanup, and I got a grapple and this brush cutter to bring home. So doing it the easy way, let the machine do the work. All right, the brush cutter is coming home. This was quite challenging to clean it, but I used my resources, got all that stuff out with a pick, made it 20 times easier than trying to do it laying on the ground. So now we're gonna load it up. Should be interesting as usual. It's always something when you're dealing with equipment, right, Curtis?
Yeah, always something.
He was able to limp it over here. Probably a brake line or a caliper or something gone bad. We'll get it fixed up though, or at least what parts we need. Oh yeah, so speaking of equipment vlog, my trailer, I got it back obviously, but when Phil used it last time, it blew out a bearing and just totally disintegrated the whole brake and the hub structure. So got that back. It was pretty reasonable for what they had to do, but that's a cost of doing business. But they were like, man, this thing's not even that old. But we know what's going on these days. Quality of everything seems to be disintegrating in front of our eyes. All right, we got a whole new brake caliper set up, rotor, shoes. She's bled out, so at least something's working out a little bit today. All right, I forgot I got pallet forks here also, but we'll take this grapple up next, and then probably the pallet forks. All right, now for the pallet forks, and then we'll be good. All right, here you go to pallets uphill. I forgot I need to leave the pallet forks here to pick up this blind. Okay, and speaking of pallet forks, Phil obviously has had a set for a while, and he gave me the idea of basically me buying my own. I mean, we do have a little co-op going on where we'll swap equipment back and forth, but these were very reasonable, and I'm going to use them to haul this last two-man deer stand back home to the house. So here's interesting. So I ordered them on Amazon. Sometimes stuff, takes 2 weeks to get there. These pallet forks, they weigh 100 and some pounds. They arrived in like 3 days, literally, from the time I ordered them. So that's just strange. But anyways, now I have my own set of extensions. Should we try it yet or not? And another one of our side missions we were trying to accomplish was to free up this totally frozen PTO shaft for Curtis's cedar. And needless to say, it didn't go that well. So we tried using the 4-in-1 bucket hydraulics to crack this thing open, and needless to say, it did not work. So we were unsuccessful at this particular mission, but at least the brakes turned out pretty good. All right, so now for the auction update. This is the first auction that we've ever done. Curtis is running it through their business, Midwest Farms and Land, and we had one bidder sign up about a week ago, and so I was starting to get a little nervous because obviously with one bidder, you're not going to get any competition. So Curtis is running a different one right now that starts in just a couple days. Wednesday, I'm going to follow that one. That's in Hardin County. But he did say that like just the last few days before these auctions is when you get people signing up. So the good news is we have number 2. We have 2 bidders signed up right now at the moment. It'd be nice to get, 3 or 4, but hey, at least 2 is some competition. And you have to be a serious buyer. He requires like a letter of approval from a bank. I mean, unless you have cash for that kind of fund. So definitely stay tuned for our auction. Follow along with it here at Curtis's Midwest Farm and Land Co. page. It starts on June 26th and it goes for 4 days. So fingers crossed. We'll see if our hard work's going to pay off or not. Stay tuned. Thanks a lot.